Hi again. Just can't get enough of you guys today. Hope you're all doing well. This particular topic is a special topic for me because it's something that I practice on a daily basis, and that is self-care. And self-care is important whether you have mental illness, physical illness, or both. And I'm going to be talking about it from the perspective of somebody with mental illness, with bipolar being my my mental illness that I'm suffering from currently. Self-care is an incredibly important tool for anybody dealing with any kind of illness. But in my experience, you have to take it a step farther with mental illness because it can mean the difference between a poor quality of life or a good quality of life. So taking care of yourself while dealing with different episodes and different periods in your illness can be really important. There's a lot of things that you can do to take care of yourself while you're in an episode and while you're not in an episode. And I'm going to give you a couple that have worked for me, and hopefully they work for you too. Number one is getting into a routine, and that includes taking your medicine at the same time every day, going to bed at the same time every day, waking up at the same time every day, and scheduling time to relax with family and friends. And that includes making a phone call if you're not around any family and friends like me. I don't work during the day, and my family lives in New York and I'm in North Carolina. So I'm home alone most of the day. So my particular way of staying in a routine is getting out of the house at least once each day, whether I go to Starbucks to get a drink, whether I just go through the drive-through, whether I go to Barnes and Noble to just browse around the book section, or whether I go to the park to go for a walk. I try to keep a normal routine of activity throughout the day so that I can stay consistent in my treatment. And that also includes keeping appointments with your doctor, your therapist, and whoever else might be treating your illness. Sleep. Sleep is really important, especially for people with bipolar disorder, because lack of sleep can lead to manic episodes. So getting the same amount of sleep every night, I know it sounds challenging, but if you can get yourself to bed at the same time every night and get yourself up at the same time every morning, it'll make a world of difference. Even though you might not have slept more than 2 or 3 hours the night before, get up, get out of bed. What it's going to do is it's just going to tire you out during the day so that you sleep better the following night. So definitely try to get in and out of bed at the same time every night and every morning. I found that has helped me immensely. Stress management. This is a tough one. We live stressful lives. People with mental illness live stressful lives. And managing stress kind of can seem like an oxymoron sometimes. But doing deep breathing exercises in through your nose, out through your mouth, different meditation, yoga, Pilates, gentle stretching before bedtime, that always kind of gets me in the bedtime mood. Maybe a little melatonin. Something to bring your stress level down, especially in the evening as you're getting ready to go to bed. You want to wind down in a peaceful way. And a couple of ways of doing that is you could make a cup of tea, chamomile tea, green tea, decaf tea. Definitely want to stay away from the caffeine like we talked about in that previous video. This is not the time. 7 o'clock in the evening is not the time to make a cup of coffee. Wait till the next morning and enjoy it with your hubby or whoever you enjoy your morning coffee with. So stress management, very important. Track your mood. That's especially important for people with bipolar disorder because our moods fluctuate so unevenly. There is an ebb and a flow to everybody's mood, and everybody's mood has a spectrum from bad to good. But the problem with the bipolar person is that the good is too much and the bad is too much. It's too extreme. So track your moods, track your sleep, your energy level, your behavior, your activity levels. See if you see a pattern forming. If you think you see a pattern forming and you think you see your activity levels start to drop or rise and you can't really explain why, might be time to talk to your doctor about that, because you don't want that to go unnoticed for too long. And then keep a close support network. Keep family and friends close. Keep them informed. Let them know what your symptoms are. I think in one of my previous videos, I talked about how when I go into a hypomanic state, I'm not always aware of the symptoms that I'm starting to exhibit. And other people sometimes have to point that out to me before I notice it myself. So if I start to sound like I'm talking faster, it's nice to know that there's somebody in my support team that is going to have the guts to say, hey, Gail, you're really starting to rev it up a little bit. You might want to dial it back, or you might want to talk to your doctor about that. We don't want to see you go down that road. Sorry, there's a really loud plane going overhead right now. I apologize for that. And here comes the other one. Okay, now they're gone. Fighter jets. And we're 3 miles from the airport. And then stay active. Exercise is a mood booster. Everybody knows this. Exercise will get those endorphins going and get that dopamine and that serotonin going and all those neurotransmitters in your brain going, all those happy chemicals. And so get out and go for a walk, even if it's only for 10 minutes. Just get out and stretch your legs. See if you can build it up over time and get to where you're, running a 5K or something like that. Make a goal for yourself. Use it as an opportunity to make a goal. I know that I'm doing that because I'm having hip surgery sometime in August. And my goal right now is to walk a mile by the time I hit my surgery. So I'm halfway there, and I'm hoping that within the next 3 months, I can see myself walking another half a mile. So setting goals is a good thing. Setting goals is a good thing for everybody to do for all aspects of life, not just physical activity, but spiritual goals and emotional goals and family goals and goals for, professionalism and things like that. So always make sure that you have a goal. Always make sure that you have something to look forward to. I have some self-care tips for specific episodes. So the self-care tips that I just gave you are just self-care tips for in general, everyday use. But I have some special self-care tips that I have learned over the years just based on my experiences with my manic episodes and my depressive episodes. So I want to share those with you before I check out for the night. As far as self-care episodes, as far as a self-care for a manic episode, make sure you're taking 5 minutes out of your day every now and then to do some deep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. I know that mania can really creep up on you, and it can really make everything feel like everything is going full throttle and that everything is just going at warp speed. But take a couple times out of your day to do some deep breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. It will calm you down. Sit down if you have to, lay down if you have to. Whatever you have to do to calm down, try to keep as calm as you possibly can. Set limits to what you can do. I know that when you're manic, you have 10 things that you want to do yesterday, but try to keep it limited to one thing at a time. And I know that that is a monumental task at some times, but I know that you can do it because I can do it. And if I can do it, then you can do it. Make time to relax. It seems impossible to do when you're manic and you're running all over the place and you're feeling like a chicken with your head cut off. But make time to relax. Call a friend, see how they're doing, check in with somebody else. Take on somebody else's problems for a while. Like you might have a friend who is in need of some guidance or some support. Give them a call and see how they're doing. And, you might be surprised that helping somebody else helps you too. As far as depression goes, the biggest piece of advice I can give is to change your environment. And I think I mentioned this earlier in this video that I have to get out of the house at least once every day. So when I'm depressed, sometimes the only movement that I can do is to get out of bed and come from my bed to my recliner in the living room. And that's all that I can do. And sometimes that has to just be enough. Sometimes, you just have to be enough, and you have to be enough for yourself, and you have to be enough for everybody else. You don't have to be enough for everybody else. You just have to be enough for yourself. Sorry about that. Talk to somebody, call somebody, tell them what's going on. You'd be surprised at the amount of people that care about you and care about your well-being and care about how you're doing and want to know how you're doing. I tend to isolate when I'm in a depressive episode, but I've learned over the years that I have some great resources out there and some great people out there that can help me. And I'm sure that you have. I'm sure that you have at least one person out there that can help you too. And if you don't, call me. And the last little bit of advice that I'll give, which kind of seems silly, tidy up. Clutter can kind of overwhelm people. And when you're depressed, you're overwhelmed by everything, and everything seems like a monumental task. But clean up a little bit. Just dust off a shelf, clean out a drawer, clean out your closet, do some sorting, do a purge, do one little task to maybe organize one little facet of your life and see how that feels. And maybe it'll help. Maybe it won't. Maybe it will. But I think I'm going to leave it at that because that was a lot of information to take in. And I do want to leave you with one quote because I like to do that at the end of these videos because I like to spread the wisdom of the authors that have pacified me through the years. So here's a quote from Maya Angelou, who's one of my favorite poets. "Nothing can dim the light that shines from within." Maya Angelou. Don't let anything dim your light. Keep shining, and we'll talk soon. Bye, everybody.